You will never understand the damage you did to someone until the same thing is done to you. No one owes you anything. You have to work for what you want in life. You will never be 100% sure about a decision, but always make a decision because it's better to go back and fix it than to never make it at all. Be careful what you tolerate. You are teaching people how to treat you. There are things we don't want to happen, but have to accept. Things we don't want to know, but have to learn. And people we can't live without, but have to let go. What you want requires consistency and discipline. Maybe you are not healing because you're trying to be who you were before. That person doesn't exist anymore because there's a new you trying to be born. Breathe life into that person. There will always be someone who can't see your worth. Don't let it be you. You learn nothing from life if you think you're right all the time. Anything that you start to take a relaxed attitude towards stops controlling you. The pursuit of perfection is futile. Aim for progress instead. Your self-worth is non-negotiable. Never settle for anything or anyone that diminishes it. People will disappoint you, so never put all your trust in anyone. Hard work doesn't always guarantee success, but laziness almost certainly guarantees failure. You'll never be truly happy if you constantly seek validation from others. Learn to say no without feeling guilty. It protects your time and priorities. Chasing happiness will lead you to misery until you realize that happiness is the way. Trust wisely and not blindly. Your friends' problems become your problems. The smaller your circle, the less bullshit you have to deal with. Only put off until tomorrow what you are willing to die having left undone. The harder your life becomes, the faster you will reach your goals. Excuses won't fix your problems. Take responsibility for your actions. Be careful who you let in your life. People will come and drain the shit out of you, then leave and blame everything on you. Maturity is when you have the power to destroy someone who did you wrong, but you just breathe, walk away, and let life take care of them. Accept that you will make mistakes and learn from them instead of dwelling on them. Befriend those who expand your thinking, not just your circle. Avoid making decisions when you're angry, and avoid making promises when you're happy. You are the only person you can control. Be humble enough to know you can lose everything, but be confident enough to know you can get it all back. When nothing can go wrong, it will. If you are a so-called nice guy, you will be screwed up in the worst possible way you can ever think of. You will be pulled down out of jealousy. Don't get surprised. It's normal. Remember that every time you try, you're making progress. Spend so much time on self-improvement, you have no time to criticize others. The bad phase of your life can start at any time. Most of the time, you have to swallow the pain and learn to grow up by yourself. Don't make one person the center of all your happiness. Don't make them the reason why you are happy, because once that person walks away from your life, you're left with nothing. Never expect someone to catch you when you fall, even if you have caught many from falling. It's easier to get into a thing than out of it. Your entire life can change in an instant. So instead of passively taking what you have for granted, be grateful for it and do whatever good you can with it. The worst kinds of enemies are those who pretend to be your friends. No one is free who has not obtained the empire of himself. No man is free who cannot command himself. Rest satisfied with doing well, and leave others to talk of you as they please. The actions of men are the best interpreters of their thoughts. Never decide what you can or cannot do based on your lowest points in life. In anger, we should refrain both from speech and action. Don't judge your greatness by your shadow at sunset. Smart people stop overthinking once they understand that the best decisions require more gut feeling than pure intellect. It all begins and ends in your mind. What you give power to has power over you. Work on mastering your mind. Excuses are always there and easy to make. Finding a way is what takes courage. One who believes in himself has no need to convince others. Learn to miss someone without wanting them back. If life wasn't hard, you would never grow. Be smart enough to realize that life doesn't wait for you to be okay. Don't allow someone to treat you poorly just because you love them. Every time you lie, you are creating problems that you will have to deal with in the future. Do the right thing now. Sometimes you just have to accept that some people can only be in your heart, not in your life. The only way to feel better about yourself is to do things worth feeling good about. Once you hurt someone, they're not likely to forget. They will always remember how much you've hurt them. One negligible action can have devastating consequences. If you do not make yourself indispensable, you will be unemployed soon. Hope for the best. Prepare for the worst. Mostly, people will treat you according to their needs and greed. If someone says something and then says, "I am joking." He or she is always serious about that said thing. People only want to hear the good, not the bad. So if you have issues, it'll be hard to find people to confide in. People want you to succeed, but not more than themselves. No is one of the most powerful words in existence. Don't be a people pleaser. Never expect to get what you give. Not everyone has a heart like you. Your mental state determines your experience of life. Prioritize your mental health like you would your physical health. Exercise your mind with new challenges and positive self-talk. Life is difficult because we don't appreciate the things that come easily. Find a relationship where you, naturally being you, make the other person happy. One of the most dangerous things you can do is compare your life to somebody else's. It's not a race. It's your journey. Don't give up after the first failure. Failure is not the end. It's just a detour on the road to success. Don't let loneliness drive you to make temporary decisions with long-term consequences. Once you are in the right direction in life, you stop getting offended and angry all the time because you have so much better to do with your time. Keep your personal life private and not telling everyone everything, even when you have a lot to say, is top-tier self-care. Just because you can't see the point behind a challenging time doesn't mean there isn't one. When you believe, your mind finds a way to do. Embrace the long game. Patience is the ultimate competitive advantage in the game of life. A man is never as big as when he is on his knees to help a child. Silence is better than unmeaning words. Whatever they think of you, do what you think is fair. Your future needs you. Your past doesn't. Being true to yourself may lead to loneliness, but it's worth it. Be equally indifferent to blame and praise. Reason is immortal, all else mortal. It's scary when things change, but it's even scarier when they don't. The truth is, everyone is going to hurt you. You just have to find the ones worth suffering for. On a day when you don't come across any problems, you can be sure that you are traveling in the wrong path. The only failure is not trying. The only rejection is not asking. The only mistake is not risking anything. If you can't say no, then your yes means nothing. When you build in silence, no one knows where to attack. Pain only leaves you when it teaches you something. Some lessons have to be learned twice. the magic you are looking for is in the work you are avoiding. You must discipline yourself carefully. You must keep the promises you make to yourself and reward yourself so that you can trust and motivate yourself. Our lives are defined by opportunities, even the ones we miss. Being cool, calm, and collected in a stressful situation is extremely important. This doesn't mean you need to suppress your emotions. Just don't let them get the better of you. The more you spend clinging to the past, the less likely your future will be any brighter.